Hello, this is Teva Saks from Intersect Town Hall team. As you know, we have finished our last event. There will be no new ones. However, we still have a lot of documentation go through, and one of the grounding elements for us is the GitHub project board, which we've been doing in monthly stand-up meetings. Yesterday we had a meeting, but we agreed to create a video later instead of using like a meeting video where we spent hours going through of each element and like taking learnings. Instead, we take these learnings and put them in GitHub tasks and later use it for the milestone reporting. So I'm sharing now this public GitHub board, and that's available. We have some done tasks. So every time when we make these stand-up videos, we never really move them to done or to be paid. And we use these stand-up calls to do that together and share the progress. We also skipped the stand-up meeting for the December, where we had this retrospective anti-fragility session. So there is a bit of more tasks in the flow again than we expect them to be in monthly calls. Yeah, but going through them step by step. So here we have Town Hall Planning Workshop Session 1 for December. So as you mentioned, the backlog, there was at that time, I myself, near the November and December, I was in the Argentina related to the Constitutional Convention. So Vanessa helped me to run the first session, and we skipped the second session. So you won't find the second one here, which was too close to the holidays, and we didn't find the need to have this workshop session. This one we can move to be paid. Second session, or yeah, again, first session, but for January, which was this month, we're back on track and started preparing. You will find the meeting summary in here. I do summaries on the GitHub board, so we will find what action items, what problems were addressed. And from basically, last few months, we have been focusing on the proposal information. So this is, so some of that you will find in this document. Moving this to be paid. And then second session for January, we continued the proposal discussions and a bit of cleanup on agenda and looking at how do we continue with the problem board. So we will see some of the comments on the problem board. There will be more asynchronous activity on there and to slightly kind of give a lead where these problems could be solved somewhere else, because it's unclear if and how like we have a community problem board, or like if it's going to continue or it's the handover will work out. But in this particular task to have that session to talk about these things is done. Then you also may have noticed milestone 2 and 3 came together, and one of these tasks was this underlying outreach and engagement. Most of the details will be found on this first one, but it leads to a second task where one was more aggregating and figuring out how do we capture the information from the Intersect community, and another one was the analysis of the output. All of that was also visible in milestone 2 and 3. But now it's all done, so we can move them to be paid, both of them. We refresh, might be a bit of lagging here. Then all the tasks that we were in progress or not moved in done, but we moved it to done, like we finished in the stand-up call or in progress. Some of them are maybe not done yet. Right now we're looking at January Rue 1 after town hall. Okay, so that's an after town hall session. And you can find the meeting summary, what happened this town hall just a week ago. And because our main focus was like, what are the plans for 2025? So this is kind of incorporates that kind of planning. How do we continue? But also, and this was a perfect opportunity for people to ask the insights and learnings. How did he manage to do town halls and coordinate them with the grant funding we had? Um, this information in this town hall summary here, and you will also find leading links from the town hall summary to this after town hall summary. In general, this is now to be paid and done. Also in January, we had a second call. Both of these calls were not recorded, but yeah, both of them have summary. So we had also French-speaking people in the call that then translated the summary for us, what discussions they had and how like a new community gets to onboarded in town halls. That work is well done, and that was is rewarded as bounty rewards. Reminder, like these are sign here and the rewards is going under my name. However, the bounty rewards are rewarded from treasury, Swarm treasury, so a bit decoupled. Then we have Intersect staff support action items. So this has this the task that was created in the middle, where a lot of like issues we had were not addressed, coordinating with Intersect staff and all kinds of odd stuff. Oh, and yep, all of that is still technically ongoing. However, how many of that needs to be addressed will be unclear. There was some of the items that technically don't need to be discussed further regarding like, do we need to meet again, or do they need to do a proposal? But I don't think there is enough impact to go through these and address these issues and see where they are. I rather use it for handover process if there is going to be one. So I'm going to put this not done, but at least we cleared the board away from that. And people are aware that we're no longer dealing with Intersect staff coordination issues. Now we have 3 Intersect town halls that needs to be moved. Actually starting from November 1, because that's the oldest one. In the November, we had a video issue, and that was also the one where I kind of was able to jump in with my phone to be part of. And main takeaway was that facilitation was rotated and the mini breakout rooms still went quite well. If you know this interaction session we have in every town hall, almost every town hall. And yeah, both of the after town hall. So we did have 2 topics there. One was about Tontino project, and another one was marketing in general from the Cointelegraph and how they use Twitter. Or both the summary nor video recording was made, so it's a bit unfortunate that the output of that event isn't like visible for everybody, and the learnings and insight we learned. However, the town hall happened, and so this is done and to be paid. Then the next one was December. This was the analysis session. And we had one fun thing about this. We also have a French translation for that, and for the French community who is interested to see how the Intersect town hall perceived, how does the Intersect community itself help to support the Cardano governance. There was still a feeling that the outcome was a bit of thin comparing when we have run this previously. I did like the fact that we had more like a back and forth discussion and the analysis of discussions, the questions themselves. And that was a bit of, yeah, I would say much richer content. But after that, when we do analysis, we usually have had this kind of aha moments, like and where people are changing their sentiment and realizing the different impacts from different perspectives on these different questions we had. And unfortunately, in this session, it was a little bit drier. Like there was discussions and thoughts, but I wouldn't say nobody pointed out like very detailed elements of what caused these issues and these sentiment selections. Another challenge we would say is that in many of the sessions we are coming up with outputs and summaries and like details of what to do next, what are the problems, where to focus. But there isn't much of like opportunity to share it further. My hope is, of course, that committee members will read it, or some of the members will have the power to change the course of how Intersect is doing their things. But it's very unclear if it's used and how it's used. And that may, as now we have finished the running town halls, there is like, and if this is going to be repeated, there's danger that like these discussions will be also repeated and not considering past experience. But yeah, in general, town hall was great and it's done and to be paid. And now we reached to the final January one, which was okay. We did the town hall, but I would say that was the first town hall where only one member provided any content of us. Usually in the previous town halls, even if people don't provide slides or us or any information what they want to share, they usually do it like 1 hour before the town hall itself or the day at the start of the day. But this time we had no connections, no feedback. I basically just shared emails to the ether, I would say. But we still had around 20 people and several staff members joined, several committee members joined. So we did get the content. It's just that the way I perceive that town hall should work is that we got the content before, that I know how to market it and invite people. Throughout all of these Intersect town halls, I never was able to leverage the networks I have and bring people, hey, these are the topics we're gonna have. These are similar to ones what you're having in your network. So there was no cross-pollination with different networks Swarm is part of. And I think that's a huge loss for the Intersect. But I will say in this case, it is what it is. Everybody put their effort into what they could and to do with their time and their attention, and that's the outcome. And this is what town hall is about. Those who join, they make the town hall. And if you prepare more, you get more preparation. If you don't provide any content to prepare, it's gonna be a bit more loose on the. It's gonna be a bit free form and on the execution side. And but yeah, town hall happened. It's done, and it's to be paid. Then we have Intersect Town Hall Playbook here. This is still, that's the Gitbook side now. We do have all the basic elements here, but there will be more stuff. I think I wrote it down here. We're going to add survey and participation reports. So these are the ones you will see in milestones, but I think they're nice enough or like insightful enough to put it in Gitbook. And there's gonna be some updates on all of these pages to reflect a bit of like archival situation and lift up how the town halls were organized and instead of like how they are being organized now. So a wording change. And so I will keep it in progress. And this means, yes, you will hear more from the stand-up sessions. Proposal, we did share the new updates on what changes we are going to do the proposal and a bit of like aligning on how do we what to think of when we write the event proposals in general and like a request for proposal style. and we also aligned more with the membership and community committee and their goals, so that Intersect town halls, if they do continue, that they align with the MCC and try to achieve the same North Stars, so to call. Yeah, but so yeah, in general, this will continue and I will keep it in progress once we have the final documentation out. And that's will come with also the milestone 6. Then we have 3 participation reports there. The first one, this one you noticed in the milestone 2 and 3. So I'm going to put that done and to be paid. But for the participation reports 2 and 3, you will see them soon. These are my next activities to work on. So we have all the data, and now we need to aggregate it. And once that's done, this will be also moved to done. And then we have, I've already mentioned that the session 2 didn't happen. And so we are moving that to not done. And that was the December one, more holiday version. For the publicity bounties and publicity material creation, this is now completed, although we did agree with the Swarm team that we will not stop bounty rewards. So if you're running an event that is related to Intersect and you're willing to give us like information on who facilitated, how long was the meeting, if there was a summary, and who created it, how long it took, and if there was any publicity for the event you did, then let us know. These things can be rewarded from Swarm Treasury to they give like small incentives. So because it's unclear how if Intersect is going to incentivize people to do run events. But yeah, there is a cap, and also we have like limits of how much rewards we can reward. So imagine like maximum 500 ADA per event. But yeah, these downs are now done and to be paid. So because in terms of like Intersect town hall proposal, we have delivered on that, and we just agreed to continue. Publicity material creation, yeah, these are all the publicity messaging, site tracking, analytics, all this info. So yes, I will update it a little on the sense that YouTube analytics is to be updated, and probably I have the latest Twitter analytics I haven't updated to the sheet. But yeah, once I'm doing the milestone reporting, it's all going to be part of the participation report. So I'm going to close this task. What else we have planned here? So Intersect Gitbook access. So that's an interesting one. At the beginning, we all agreed that whatever we produce is Intersect Town Hall, we put it on knowledge base under the Intersect Gitbook. But we never really got that collaboration going. And now, as the time has ended, I don't think it will have an impact to pursue that anymore. And maybe it's even better that it's on the Swarm side as like an archival, like it was rewarded for community, so it may as well remain under here. But I do encourage that if Intersect is planning more town halls, that they incorporate some kind of elements in their knowledge base so they can find the history of the town halls and can see where and how to connect for the future ones. But yeah, that one not done. And let's move it away. And last but not least, retrospective engagement 3.2. So this is now going into basically to do, and that will also come up with milestone 5 and 6. And a bit of retrospective is also going to be addressed in the next month. So here is now an announcement, I guess, after the end of all of this long discussion, that we're going to have one more session with the Swarm Town Hall team. where we invite all the core contributors, share our journey, share our experiences in terms of how was to contribute to Town Hall itself. And it's also after the end of that session, there will be also probably a public call after that. So I'm gonna try to coordinate and organize it and the outcomes of where we come, what we achieved, and where we're going. And that would then conclude probably our entire Intersect Town Hall proposal that we were granted. All right. This was the stand-up call, a bit of how we manage projects on GitHub. Thanks for watching.